Hey, welcome back. Today is April 20th, Tuesday, and before anything else today, I want to say that I have seen some fake profiles in the YouTube comment section below, impersonating my profile name and profile picture, asking you guys to contact some random number or individual. Do not do that. That is not me. I would not ask you to do that. If you see that happening, do report those fake profiles. Now let's move on to covering the overall crypto markets, which includes Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action, and see how it could potentially affect the overall altcoin markets before diving into Skale Network, SKL, USD, and see what is going on in here. I'll be telling you about the bullish and bearish case scenarios for today, as well as the short-term price prediction on this market, according to what I'm seeing on the charts. Before I begin today, if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video, as I'll be keeping you updated on the latest crypto setups on my watch list, regardless if it's a good day or a bad day. If you want to support me and don't already have a Webull brokerage account, you guys can use my referral link down below. They're still giving away 2 free stocks after you sign up and deposit $100 and I will also get a referral bonus if you guys sign up under me. Please also read my full disclaimer below. I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. I am purely sharing my own speculation and opinions on this market. I cannot tell you the future, and you should always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in this market, as it's extremely risky and volatile. If you have any questions or comments, please do only leave them in the comment section below, but I'll try my best to get to as many of them as possible. Let's see what's going on in this market first. Most importantly, I do take a look into Bitcoin dominance. Tells me what the money could be trending into. Would it be Bitcoin, altcoins, or neither? Right now, we do have Bitcoin dominance down about 1.4%. This breaks down to Bitcoin price action up almost 1.5%, bouncing back from yesterday. Total altcoin market cap up almost about 4.6%, bouncing back faster than Bitcoin today. Now, this will still be the upside of Bitcoin dominance trending downwards, as I will usually see total altcoin market cap leading in gains ahead of Bitcoin. I usually emphasize Bitcoin dominance to trend downwards. That's generally speaking better for the altcoins on both the upside and downside. Because conversely speaking, if Bitcoin dominance was trending upwards, the upside of that, I will usually see Bitcoin leading in gains ahead of total altcoin market cap. On the weekly time frame here, we have been in a fall and watch pattern for Bitcoin dominance, which is generally a bullish pattern. Now, we are getting very close to breaking this bottom trend line, and I am looking for a decisive weekly candle close well below this bottom trend line here, to the point where I cannot adjust it anymore and still fit a fall and watch pattern. If Bitcoin dominance continues downwards here, that's more ideal for the altcoins. Let's go over to Bitcoin. On the weekly time frame here, as I've been pointing out, there has been bearish divergence. We had 3 consecutive higher highs here, okay? However, 3 consecutive lower highs on the RSI. And bearish divergence, more often than not, can still signal a pullback, as we did get for each of these 3 instances. Now, the safer signal I'm looking for here to tell me bearish divergence is done playing out on this time frame would be seeing a higher high on the price action chart along with a higher high on the RSI. The last high RSI reading to beat here would be about 73 coming from this little top. Monthly time frame, we have been having bearish divergence for quite some time. We have not yet yielded a red candle until now. Still a little early to say anything conclusive about this month's candle, because we do still have about 10 more days left until this monthly candle close. Still not something I'll lose track of, because do take a look into the last few times. Bitcoin has been in very overbought territory here, and one data point on here is 1 month's worth of time. Let's go to the lower of the macro time frames here, the daily and the 3-day. Key resistance here would be the daily 50 MA here. Daily 50 MA, and then followed by, if the price action can break back above it, would be the daily 21 MA, the blue line here. Key support would be the 3-day 21 MA, which I did say to expect pretty good support here, because this support has not been touched since back in October 2020. Okay. Now I also do see a small falling wedge pattern here, where we did have 2 ups and 2 downs. However, with one big outlier, but I think this is still fair. Measure target out of this falling wedge pattern would be about 62.8K, slightly under. Now, measure targets are theoretical approximate targets only, may actually be different in real life price action, more or less. Okay. Now, however, even though we have a small bullish pattern here, along with some pretty good support right underneath the price action right now, if price action actually breaks this key support here, I could expect more downside that could affect the altcoins, okay? If Bitcoin pulls back at any time, it could still have a bearish effect on the altcoins, as we have seen for the past couple of days and possibly over and over again, okay? So even though I do expect this to be pretty good support, if it's broken, I would expect more downside. Let's go over to Skale Network, SKLUSD. See what's going on in here. I'm going to take a look from the monthly time frame down to the daily, which I consider to be macro time frames, and see if we have any overbought RSI readings or possible bearish divergence scenarios. Monthly time frame here, we don't have a reading, so let's move down. Weekly time frame here, we're currently about 64. Last RSI reading to beat here would be about 87, over 87 here, coming from this top. So that does need to be beat if the price action wants to make a higher high and negate bearish divergence on this time frame. 3-day time frame, we're currently about 54. Very similar thing could be said about negating bearish divergence if the price action wants to make a higher high here on this time frame. Daily time frame here, we're currently about 43. Very similar thing could be said about negating bearish divergence if the price action wants to make a higher high. I'll be looking at this top right here on the RSI. Let's see what has gone on since last time. Since last time, I did mention that there was an ascending triangle pattern here. However, things have changed since Bitcoin started pulling back a couple days ago. Okay, has dragged quite a bit of the altcoins down with it, and this token was not spared. So right now, it looks like the price action has broken below that ascending triangle pattern, that generally bullish pattern there. And right now, I do have to rechart the pattern and do see a falling wedge pattern here instead. Okay, we do have 2 sets of swings up. Well, 3 now, and 2 sets of swings down. Okay. Now, falling wedge patterns are still generally bullish patterns. According to Thomas Bukowski and his website, thepatternsight.com, it is a 68% chance of it breaking to the upside. Now, let's take a look into the measure target here. Okay, out of this newly charted pattern, due to that ascending triangle pattern breaking down, if the price action breaks out of this falling wedge pattern by the absolute apex here of this falling wedge pattern, the measure target, which is taken by measuring the opening of the pattern here, and then adding it back to the expected breakout point, which I would say to be the absolute apex of this falling wedge pattern, will give me a measure target basically back up to the top trend line of that ascending triangle pattern, which would be right underneath $1.10 there. Of course, if the price action breaks out sooner, the measure target will be higher. And if the price action breaks out later, it will be lower, assuming that the falling wedge pattern shape still stays intact. Now, as I've said, measure targets are theoretical approximate targets only, may actually be different in real life price action, more or less. Let's take a look into some of the key supports and resistances relevant to this price action right now. Key resistance immediately would be the support that has just broken down from about the 60 cents fib level area. Next up, the daily 50 MA. the daily 21 MA, they're all underneath that 70 cents fib level area. After that, 85 cents fib level area. And then this top trend line of that previous ascending triangle pattern here, that would be key resistance at about $1.10, which is pretty in line with the measured target right now out of this falling wedge pattern. Key support would be the 3-day 21 MA, which is right underneath that price action right now. And then the 45 cents fib level area. If that does not hold, I could potentially be looking at the weekly 21 MA, which barely has a reading right now. Just one data point on here, which is currently at about 34 cents. Let's take a look into the bullish and bearish case scenarios here. Bullish case scenario, price action breaks out of this falling wedge pattern and go towards its measured target, mining some of those resistance levels I have just pointed out, as those could be points of rejection. Bearish case scenario, price action breaks its bottom trend line. That should take into consideration of breaking both the 3-day 21 MA, and depending on when it actually breaks it, of course, it should also take into consideration of breaking the 45 cents fib level area as well. Then the next level of key support I'd be looking at would be the weekly 21 MA. Okay, so let me repeat the bearish case scenario here. If the price action breaks its bottom trend line, that should take into consideration of breaking this key support here, the 3-day 21 MA. Next up, the 45 cents fib level area. And the next level of key support here will be the weekly 21 MA, currently at about 34 cents right now, and seeing if that holds. Now, these are my bullish and bearish case scenarios for today. Let me know if you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know your agreements, disagreements, feedback. I'd love to hear them. Hope you match your risk carefully, and if you would like to see any more of my most recently uploaded videos on YouTube, you guys can check out my links up here on YouTube. See you next time.